thepascalshow. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal.
What's up, man? Suge Knight is back in the group chat. Yes, he's back in the group chat, and I'm going to tell you right now, this was not by choice. Cassie today, during her testimony, mentioned Suge Knight's name, saying that there was a time that they were in the middle of a freak-off, she and Diddy. Diddy got word that his arch nemesis, his rival, Suge Knight, was in a diner down in the area near him. So he got his strap. He was running out the door to maybe go do something bad or have at least a face-to-face with Suge Knight. So now, of course, Chris Cuomo brought Suge Knight back on the show. Now, again, nothing bad happened. No one lost their life or anything like that. Suge Knight is alive and well. He is just incarcerated, and he's incarcerated for a little while, okay? And he has been putting in his 2 cents about everything since Diddy's arrest. And I'm also wondering, real quick, left turn, but I'm actually wondering if we're going to hear anything from Ray J ever again. You know what I'm saying? Because, I'm just wondering, he says, ask not what you could do for your country. I'm just wondering how I'm going to protect my own ass, right? Didn't he say something like that? But anyway, moving back to the story, Suge Knight has now gone on to Chris Cuomo, and he had a few things, very interesting things to say in this very short clip. First off, he is saying that, yeah, Cassie, he's behind Cassie 110%. I'm not surprised that he would be behind someone that he does not like or get along with. Let's be real. I'm sure they're cool now, but, back in the day, they weren't. Okay, so he's like, yeah, I'm behind Cassie. Cassie's doing just fine. She's happy. She's moved on. She has babies. She has a family. She's in love. She shouldn't have any worry about any type of retaliation or bad things happening, danger coming to her front door. But then he continues on talking about the possibility of jury tampering, guys, which is an interesting thing that he said, because, again, it makes you wonder, would Diddy or is Diddy going to tamper with the jury? You got to remember, he only needs one juror to sway on his side, to stand 10 toes down and say, this man is not guilty at all. I don't care what none of y'all 11 say. He not guilty. That's all they need. One person. If they all unanimously say this man is guilty as sin, then it's a wrap. But he only needs one. So all he has to do is walk up to that one person and say, hey, man, I got a couple 7 figures that I can give you. I could just give you a little donation. All I need you to do is say that I'm not guilty. All I need you to do is just throw the wrench in the machinery with the when you guys go into deliberation. That's all I need. And you got that money. Period. Right? Let's be real. He's already tampering, in my personal opinion. He's already tampering with witnesses. You already got a victim number 3, who's supposed to be coming in and giving a scathing account of her experience with Diddy. She's not showing up anymore. She's gone missing. In fact, her lawyer has gone missing too. So either they ran off or they got paid off. They got scared off or they got paid off. There's the only 2 other choices, right? But again, he says something else near the end of this. That is absolutely insane, which is a rumor that people have been saying since Diddy got arrested. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. But let's take a look at this. Again, he talks about his influence and all that. We're going to discuss that even more here in a second. Let's take a listen.
I don't think Cassie is in a situation where she has to lie. I don't think she's in a situation where she got to be worried anymore. I think she's in a great place with another baby on the way. And I still feel that Puffy's going to be all right and have a fair shot at it, because Puffy he's not a dummy. And I'm quite sure somebody's going to talk to those jurors and convince 1 or 2 of them. And that's all he needs is one. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a real exciting situation.
Hold on. I gotta roll it back, because just the look on Chris Cuomo's face it says a million words. He's like, what? You talking about tampering with the jury, bro? The hell? You think he's going to walk in, somebody going to walk in and find that juror, one of the jurors, and try to talk them into swaying and changing their verdict just for a couple bags? Or because of intimidation and harassment and threats. This is insane. But let me continue.
At the end of the day, it's going to be a real exciting situation, but I think he's going to be all right.
Sure. Do you think he's going to be all right because someone's going to tamper with the jury? Is that what you're trying to say?
There it is.
He got enough influence, and I'm quite sure. Don't seem like the prosecution is that bad against him. Don't seem like I think he got some favors with the government. I think they're going to show him a little leeway.
Wow. So this is interesting. Not only is he saying that he thinks that he's going to possibly tamper with the jury solely because of his influence, meaning because he is Diddy. He is also saying that he probably has an in with the feds, and they're probably gonna go easy on him, or they're gonna back off on him. And like I've said in my other video that I just uploaded on the Pascal Show Clips channel, the second channel, go over there and subscribe if you can. That'd be greatly appreciated, and check out the video. But I talk about how I feel like the prosecution was very I feel like when it comes to Cassie and the first day, I understand you have to be sensitive and of course you got to be caring and be respectful when you're asking these questions. But I feel like we could have gotten a little bit more to the meat and potatoes instead of laying out the groundwork. I think a lot of us already know about the groundwork. We really want to see where the crimes are, right? What the feds are pinning Diddy with, right? Yes, we'll hear about the freak off tapes. Yes, we'll hear about what happened with the hotel video and all that. But at the same time, I'm like, man, can we just get straight to the point? Let's go. Let's rev the engine up a little bit. And I don't know if that was because they were just trying to handle her with kid gloves because of how sensitive the topic was and the subject was, and also the fact that she was pregnant and all that. But still, I was just kind of like, oh, let's just kind of rev up the engine a little bit. For a fact, you got to get a little rough with the questions so we can get to the point of what he is in trial for, right? But again, at the same time, I really don't think that he has some in with the feds. I know some people are saying, "Oh yeah, he's I don't know, he's some sort of informant of some sort." Blah blah blah. I don't believe all that, but I do believe that he does have influence. And I've said this before. I have a huge problem with the fact that these jurors are not sequestered, that they are not holed up in some hotel room where they're not going to be messed with and tampered with. They are wide open. They leave the courthouse and they go to their respective homes. You don't think that somebody is willing to do whatever it takes, especially when their life is on the line, to go and follow at least one of those jurors, make their lives a living hell, or make their dreams come true with a fat check? All they have to do is go in there and say not guilty the entire time. I'm just saying. There is so much possibility for that. I get it that he has influence because his name is Diddy, but at the same time, there's still a huge opportunity for these people to be completely manipulated and coerced, threatened, or bribed into changing their verdict.
It might not seem like it when it's all said and done, but I don't think he has nothing to worry about. I don't think he's worried because he's going to be federal. And if he gets convicted, Trump's going to pardon him. So what's the worry?
You think the president of the United States would pardon Sean Combs for sex trafficking?
Yeah.
Shit, he pardoned Michael Harris, who allegedly killed a Jewish teenager or had him killed. So they don't care about that. It's all about, what's in it for the long run and what the bucks say and what the power of the people want.
Suge, I got to tell you.
Trump's not scared.
I can't argue with your eyes on the situation because you lived it and you understand the dynamics, and I appreciate you.
Okay, and that's pretty much the video. But let me tell you something. The fact that he thinks that Trump would actually pardon Diddy, y'all, I don't see it. With all due respect, I don't see it. Okay, I really don't think Trump would pardon someone like Diddy. Now, I know we've had this discussion a million times, but for what he is being alleged of doing, all of that, S-team people, all that stuff. You got to understand. No, there is no way. It is such a bad look for Trump if he was to actually pardon Diddy. You got to understand this would be very bad. So I don't see that ever happening. But again, that is a rumor that has been flying out the gate since the day that Diddy got arrested. Everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people have been sitting there saying, "Oh, I mean, if he gets found guilty, I mean, Diddy's going to get pardoned by Trump. I mean, that's a given." I don't see it. I really don't. But I do think that he has a lot of potential of messing with the jury, meaning jury tampering or tampering with jury. I see that for sure. There is an absolute possibility of him doing that. Those jurors are out there for the people. Like I said, if there's a will, there's most definitely a way. And if you got a man who's desperate to get out of prison and he's got a lot of money in excess, unlimited amount of money at his fingertips to get people to do anything at his will, y'all, I'm telling you right now, I would hope that the judge will reconsider and make sure that that jury is for sure sequestered. Because I'm telling you, this is going to be turning into a recipe for disaster, and you're looking at a potential mistrial or a not guilty verdict. And he could very well be a monster. He could very well be guilty, but he won't get a fair trial if he is using a cheat code. And that is for sure. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? This is very interesting. Suge had to say something, and I get it. Let him say his thing. But I don't agree with him entirely. But it is interesting when he talks about jury tampering or the potential of that. And that is for sure a possibility here, guys. He was already doing crazy stuff while he was locked up behind bars. The feds found out. We saw the paperwork. We saw the documents. So why would we think that he would ever stop now? Remember, we're talking about Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop. Yeah. So anyway, what are your thoughts about this? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Hit that like button down below. Crush that subscribe button. We'll talk here soon. I'll be back on tomorrow morning and covering all of this trial as well. It's going to be a crazy one. So get ready, y'all. It's going to be wild. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.